Good morning, squad. I hope you guys are off to a great start of your day or end of your day whenever you're watching this. It is Friday morning and we have a fun and full day planned. So it is September and there's definitely still lots of heat in the middle of our days, but at the beginning and end, like right now, it feels wonderful in the shade. Definitely getting that start of fall feel. I'm starting to see some trees change. We are in central North Carolina, if this is your first time watching me. My name is Kelly and I make videos about secondhand shopping and our life as a family. So today is very much the life as our family part, and we are just going to do a daily vlog. I do also teach music lessons, and one of my students gave me a whole bin of hand-me-downs. So I went through those this morning. I set aside what I wanted. I set aside a few things for my sister, and then I bagged up the rest so I can donate them, and then I can give that student her bin back. We ate breakfast and I got ready, and now we are going to spend a little time decorating for fall. So let's head inside and I will kind of show you what's in our bins, and I'll set some things around. Of course, I do like to decorate with real pumpkins whenever I can, but I do have a small collection of faux ones that I really like that I'll just set around here and there. This is another one of those faux sets that I really enjoy. I think for faux leaves, they're pretty realistic looking. These may have come from Hobby Lobby, I don't remember, but you know, I think as faux leaves come, that's about as real looking as you can get. Right off the bat, I think I'm already over this one. It used to have a little wooden stem, which I could easily replace, and I probably will for donating just so it's somebody's more enticed to buy it. But I think I'm just kind of over this one. I think I decorated with it in the kids' room, actually. And now that I'm saying that, I wonder if I should use it in the kids' room. I'll consider it. I always love having a little small pumpkin for seasonal candy, so that will get washed out and we'll put some candy corn in that. I'll talk a little bit more about my seasonal supplies later too. And then here is another faux pumpkin. I always really liked this one. These were something that I bought from Dollar Tree of all places maybe 2 years ago, and I was just really surprised with how sweet they are. I think that they work well for a bathroom, you know, just where you want like a little touch of something. So yeah, I thought those were a neat little find. I do also have a bigger glass pumpkin, and I need to really evaluate this year if I need them both, because I'm not really sure that I do, and I'm not sure when I have used this big one. Right now I just have these adorable little Thanksgiving napkin rings in here. These were $1 a piece from the thrift store. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Let's see if we can get to placing some of this stuff. So I've mentioned before that I just get so much joy and inspiration from reading a magazine, and not just flipping through the pages, but actually, you know, reading the stories and all the different things. And I recently got this one, The Country Living Best of Fall. Right away, the colors on the cover just drew me in, and I've earmarked several things that I wanted to show you. The first was just this spread. I turned to it and was just like stopped in my tracks by all the colors. I love the plaid blankets here around the tablescape. I think that is so lovely. And then these quilts here, just everything, all this, the trick-or-treaters. So that was the first thing. And then this was really what I wanted to show, and you'll see why here in a minute, but I just thought that was so sweet. I do actually have one colander like this, but I don't have a trio. But I went through and read, you know, how they accomplished this look, and I just thought that the pumpkins with the bittersweet vine and the colander was so cute, and I kind of wanted to evoke that same feeling just using what I already had. So that's kind of what I've tried to do here. I just kind of pulled out some berries that I have that sort of mimic the bittersweet. And we use this tiered tray every single week. This really is, you know, where we store our fruit. It's where we store our tomatoes and our garlic. And I'm just, you know, I'm pleased right now with how it turned out. I think it's nice. The two things that I love most about it, the first one is decorating with functional things. And the second thing that I love about it is that I didn't have to spend any money to create it. And I tried to concentrate, if you'll notice, I tried to concentrate the little bittersweet vine around the pieces of white because I think that contrast is nice. This was another page in particular that caught my eye. I love crocks like this, and I also love copper cookware. I used to have a kettle. It didn't have a lid, and I think I might have donated it, but I would really love to incorporate some copper. I have a couple of pieces. Actually, so here are the two pieces that I have. They are a coffee and flour canister, and they're pretty tarnished. And I've just never really found the perfect place in our kitchen to use them. So if you have an idea of what I should do with these or how I should use them, I would love to hear your thoughts. And of course, on the cover, it mentioned a recipe for a bundt cake. It was like an apple, and here it is, the apple spice or apple cider donut bundt cake. And I think that looks so nice and festive and just sounds very fall. I did just want to talk a minute about seasonal supplies. So I've mentioned Michael and Smith. She goes by the Nester on Instagram before. I actually just checked out 2 of her books. Again, I've read both of these, but I'm getting ready to work on a design project. And I really could use some more of her thought process and her inspiration. So I checked both of these out from the library. I actually checked out her third one too, Welcome Home, and it just came in, I think, yesterday. So I'm gonna go pick that up. But one thing that she talks about is seasonal supplies. So she talks about when you go shopping and you see all of this beautiful fall decor in the store, just to not feel the need to buy all of the things, but keep in mind what you have at home, and then to use real things like pumpkins and mums. And I definitely plan on buying some of both of those. But I also wanted to buy a couple of supplies. So consumable things that we will be using on a regular basis. So I just wanted to show you, I've got them gathered here in my colander because I wanted to show. The first stop that I made was at Dollar Tree. This was, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 ago. And I got this set of 6 cups. And what I plan to use these for is, we've done like little cousin days before. We did one last year. I'll actually link that down below. We played Halloween bingo. We went out to eat, and it was just a really fun time. So I thought if we do like a little fall cousin day, these would be nice for snacks. And then along that same vein, but just for us to use in our daily rhythm here of fall, they had packs of 30 zipper seal bags, and they are just clear plastic, and they have candy corn on them. And I thought that would be such a nice little seasonal touch. You know, stuff like this, it just brings a little smile to your face. And, you know, each of those I think were $1.25. Another thing that I love to do every year is have seasonal M&Ms in the house. I actually can't eat these right now because I'm on Whole30, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. But I also like finding the fall ones, and I couldn't find the autumn mix, but I did find the ghouls mix. So I went ahead and got 2 bags of these, and I will use these just in a jar, but also to make monster cookies around Halloween. So again, another supply, but it is consumable. And then the last thing I wanted were some new tea towels. So I actually went to TJ Maxx. I found this set of 2 yesterday. So I'll put this maybe just draped over the colander like I had it. And then there's that one there. And I think for the pair, it was $6 or $7, and they feel really soft. And I love that I can really use these from now all the way through November. You know, there's nothing overtly Halloween or Thanksgiving. It's just fall, so I can use it the whole season long. While I'm talking about Michael, and the last thing, she's very much about, you know, just use what you have and change out little things to make it feel seasonal. So definitely like the smells and the tastes, but also when you're looking at things, you know, I could take this colander, which is very seasonally neutral, and, you know, if I wanted to put treats that I baked for Valentine's Day, you know, I could do this, and then automatically it kind of looks like it fits for Valentine's. And then if I wanted to put something in here that was summery or 4th of July, now all of a sudden it's, you know, 4th of July. And then if I wanted to do fall, then I could go back to the original one. So I've very much kind of adopted that idea of just changing out things, but trying to make the main pieces neutral and make them work. And that is also why I love this tiered tray. I really love this thing. I found this on Facebook Marketplace. It's originally from Kirkland's, and I just love the tone of the wood. I love that it's functional. I love the vertical storage, but then I love that you can also add some decorative elements as well. Well, we went by my mom's and did some cleaning. I usually clean at her house, and we're trying to kind of do takeout Fridays where we eat at home the rest of the week, and then on Friday lunch I treat myself to mainly to not having to cook. So I mentioned that I'm on Whole30, which basically is just to figure out some digestive issues that I've been having. Pretty much just frequent bloating every evening, like really painful, couldn't stand up straight kind of bloating. So I decided I would do Whole30, and if you would like a video about that, I would love to do one, so just let me know. But it's an elimination diet, and so for 30 days, you eliminate all these things, and then you slowly introduce them back in one at a time. So for the next, I'm on day 18 right now. So I cannot have any dairy, no grains of any kind, not just gluten, but I also can't have corn, rice, oatmeal, can't have sugar, can't have preservatives of any kind, and can't have legumes. So, you know, I've been pretty limited. I've had to be creative, but I do feel a lot better already. So I think the reintroduction phase is going to be pretty interesting. So I opted to get fajitas from the Mexican restaurant, and I just asked them if I could sub guacamole in place of the rice and beans, and then I asked for no sour cream. So other than the oil that they cooked it in, which is probably like canola oil, which I'm technically not supposed to have, this is pretty clean. And then what did you get?
I got some ranch with my fries, and then I got a cheeseburger that is melted, and I got Whataburger, and Mommy got Mexican.
And that's what we got. Okay, so we are back home. We actually ended up running into some friends at the park, so we had a little play date, and that was fun and unexpected. We have friends coming over tonight from church, and so I need to get supper going. So we're making pork carnitas, and I've got to get those in the crock pot. I will link that recipe below. The one thing about Whole30 that I will say is I have found several like really good recipes that I'm actually going to keep. So the pork carnitas I've made once before, and I'm going to make them again. And then I think I'll go ahead and make the guacamole too, just while I'm into chopping things. And then we're going to make a chocolate pie later on. And that'll probably be about it as far as the stuff to make or assemble. Hello squad, it is the next day. I did not pick up the camera at all yesterday evening because the day just got away from us. So we got all the food in the crock pot. I can't remember where I left off with you last, but we got the food in the crock pot and I made the guacamole, and then we actually headed to the library to get Abram's library card, his very first one, so that was exciting for him. We had a delay on the way there, and that prevented us from actually checking out books and having some computer time, so we'll have to go back another time. But anyway, then we made it back here, and I made the chocolate pie, and I ended up deciding to make some corn salsa. So I'll show you, I'm photographing a wedding today, and I'm getting ready to leave. I'll show you what my lunch looks like because it is leftovers from last night. So I'll show you what my lunch looks like and how I'm kind of making it Whole30 compliant for me, and this is the same thing that I ate yesterday evening when our company was here. So yesterday morning I showed you that I had just pulled some breakfast casserole from the freezer. I will admit that I've gotten tired of it after eating it all week, but that has been a very nice solution to just be able to pull something from the freezer, and I think that that's one way to be successful with any kind of meal change, meal prepping, is to prep those things ahead of time and then just be able to grab them quickly, especially breakfast. But I did want to show you one other thing in the freezer. So let me pop on over there and I'll show you that. So this is actually similar to something that I saw Hillary from Old World Home do one time. But she would put the heels of her bread in a bag, and then when she got enough, she'd make a French toast casserole. So I mentioned this on Instagram, but I'm basically doing the same thing with the crusts of my kids' bread. So when I make them sandwiches, I usually use cookie cutters and cut them out in fun shapes, and then I'm just left with so much around the edge. It's not just the crust, it's, you know, a sizable amount of bread. So I just pinched it off in bite-sized pieces. Some are Nutella, some are peanut butter and honey, peanut butter and jelly. And then when I have enough, I will make this into a casserole, and that's a good way to not waste anything. All right, so this is what I'm doing, just a sweet potato with carnitas and guac on top. Poor little thing, I overcooked it a little bit. But anyway, there it is. And I'm just gonna leave you with some glimpses of the fall decor that we completed yesterday, and that will be the end of today's video.